The Miami Dolphins are having a very interesting offseason. The Miami Dolphins' new head coach is Mike McDaniel. He's been on the Niners for the last 5 years. And the Niners have a very slow and steady approach to building. They call it brick by brick. They're proud of it. They're in year 6, planning for year 7. This is the way that teams used to build. It was all about building through the draft. You're cautious in free agency. You don't win Super Bowls in free agency. People used to say that stuff all the time. But now look at the Dolphins. Mike McDaniel leaves the 49ers. The first thing he does is go freaking all in. Tyreek Hill, Raheem Mostert, Teron Armstead, like anyone they can get to make Tua Tagovailoa seem better, they're going to do. And they're not going to build for 2 years from now. They're not on the 3-year plan or the 5-year plan, the 7-year plan. They're on the 1-year plan. Be good now. It's interesting. He was with the 49ers. You'd think he would go and try to do the slow plan, like Robert Saleh. Robert Saleh went to New York and tried to do the slow plan. But no one's doing that anymore. The trend is to play for now in the NFL. Why? Well, look at the last 2 Super Bowl winners. The Bucks and the Rams. They both made their Super Bowl moves in free agency. They didn't necessarily build through the draft. They had some good players that they got in the draft, but the reason they won Super Bowls is because the moves they made that year in free agency, going all in, so to speak. And it's worked 2 years in a row. And so teams are copying that approach. I mean, it's not just Mike McDaniel. Look at all the first-year coaches right now going all in. Josh McDaniels on the Raiders, all in. Devontae Adams, Chandler Jones. Nathaniel Hackett with the Broncos, all in. Russell Wilson. That's the way to do it now. You play for right now. You don't build for 3 years from now. You don't build through the draft anymore. You supplement through the draft. You get your big pieces in trades and free agency. That's what the Rams did. And what's the deal with that? Like, why is it no longer a big deal to spend? It used to be you want to be frugal. That's why Paraga's in this organization, right? Because Eddie was spending too much. What changed? Well, salary cap has gone up a whole lot. It used to be a lot smaller. There used to be less money to go around. And it's going up and it's going to explode in the next few years, and teams are anticipating this. And so the salary cap is as big of an issue. You can backload contract. You can spend as much as you need to spend if you're concerned about winning right now. And that's how it seems like with all these teams pushing their chips into the middle of the table. It's hard to win if you aren't as committed to the rest of the league is to winning right now. Other things. I mean, it's football. These players' careers don't last that long anyway. But more so than ever, I mean, the word is out. All the players know about CTE. And their parents and their wives and their children. And I think what's happening is now that these players are getting really wealthy, as the salary cap goes up and quarterbacks start making 50 million, 60 million, and wide receivers start making 30 million, 35 million a year, players are going to become really freaking wealthy in their mid-20s, unlike 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. And I think with all the information that's coming out, all the money that they're getting, the smart play is to get in the game, stack a bank, and get the hell out. I mean, how many people are really playing in their mid-30s anymore? I mean, you can if you love the game and you're not concerned about CTE, but what if your wife is? What if your mom is? What if you are? I mean, look at Andrew Luck. Look at Chris Borland. So I think it's hard to project. Look at Patrick Willis. His feet hurt. He got out, as he should have. I mean, what more do you need, dude? You have all the money in the world. You are approaching 30. You're going to have long-term health problems if you keep playing. Get out. So I think more than ever, it's all about winning right now, planning for right now. And in the Niners, from their perspective, they have Deebo Samuel now. He's cheap now. He's healthy now. If they give him a contract extension, he won't be really expensive for 2 more years. He's the best weapon in the league now. He missed pretty much all of 2020. When he played, he was good, but he was still hurt in those games. What if you have another season like that? What if he signs an extension and then his career goes the same direction as George Kittle? What if Deebo Samuel isn't as good as he is 2 years from now? You need to maximize Deebo. He is the Super Bowl window. Deebo. The only reason the Niners made the playoffs last year was Deebo. They were a collection of very good coaches and players that were 3-5. And once Deebo said, I'll play running back, don't worry, he dragged him to the playoffs. What if he gets hurt playing running back? Like, the Niners should play for now, just like how the Warriors should play for now and maximize the Super Bowl, the championship window of Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. Like, why are you drafting teenagers like James Wiseman? Same thing with the Niners. You have Deebo Samuel now. You have George Kittle now. I'm curious as to how much longevity George Kittle has left. You have Trent Williams now. He's in his 30s. He misses time every year. You have Nick Bosa now. He misses a full season every other year. That's his pattern. So play for now. NFL stands for not for long. The average player's career is like 3 years. I understand why the Niners keep waiting. First of all, it's what Parag and Jed know. Slow playing it, plan for the future and the present at the same time. There's that. It's really Parag. It's Parag and Jed. It's what they know. But they need to pivot and recognize that if the people that were running the Rams, running the Niners right now, they'd be doing very different things. They'd be making different moves. Jimmy Garoppolo wouldn't be on this team anymore. I'm too darn negative, says Fallon George. The front office knows what they're doing. Okay. All right. Well, you're probably watching the wrong show because I'm not that kind of guy. If you want a show that says the Niners know what they're doing all the time, let me figure out their logic, you come to the wrong place. All I'm saying is they should play for now because they have a Super Bowl window open right now. But it's heavily dependent on the health of Deebo, Kittle, Trent Williams, and Nick Bosa. Don't mess around. That's your core. You think you're going to have that for 5 years? Well, Harbaugh thought he was going to have Aldon Smith, Patrick Willis, Navarro Bowman, Colin Kaepernick for 5 years. It didn't work out. You got to strike while the iron is hot in this business. And the reason why the Niners don't is because Jed York has given so much job security to Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. So much. I mean, Jed York was a laughingstock after running off Jim Harbaugh, after firing 3 coaches in 3 years. Kyle Shanahan provides credibility and stability, relevance, and he's clinging to that. But it's time for Jed to get back to the guy who wanted to be like his uncle. When he had Harbaugh here, he wanted to be like his uncle. He's so embarrassed for messing that up. He's so grateful to have credibility again, be able to fill that Levi's Stadium, that he's not really concerned about taking the next step. Go for it, Jed. Play for now. Ron says, what if the Niners let Deebo play out his contract and tag and trade him before he tears his ACL? Because it's going to happen if it's just when. Well, I don't think Deebo Samuel's going to step on the field again without an extension. He'll hate you and never play again for the 49ers. You could play that game with him, but the Niners haven't been really trying to antagonize any key players. I think you got to sign him. You got to sign him and hope that he won't have the same kind of trajectory that Kittle had. If we had gone all in last year, we would have won a Super Bowl. We need to go all in now. Thank you, Gizmo. I agree.